shift was coming in there to lay down in that bed, so I hope you kept it warm for it. And we worked like that, guys, up on that top for up into the 50s. We created 4 levels up there, bringing that material down by a tram system. That tram system looked a lot like the one that you guys see at the Mayflower Mill on your way out. You drove underneath it. It had little steel buckets on the cable. When we got those, our men could then ride up there, stay at that bunkhouse and work, sending the material back down to the mill that is right below us. 4 floors working like that, guys, up into the 50s. In late 60s, in 1968, a company by the name of Dixie Lynn purchased this mine, and they pushed in these tunnels right here that we're about to go in. If you look just above us, you see that small tailings pile and the runaround there. They pushed that tunnel right there. They also went 1 more level above that and pushed a tunnel for a total of 6 levels in this complex. We get ready here, guys. We're going to roll in about 1/3 of a mile through this tunnel right here. When we get to our back station, we're all going to get out and we're going to take a little walk. I'm going to run a couple pieces of equipment for you, some different tools, show you different parts of this mine, and let you guys experience how this all works. Sound pretty good, guys? All right. With us, let's head in, guys. We're going to take about a 4-minute ride deep into this mountain, about 1/3 of a mile. All I ask of you guys is to please stay sitting down and to keep your hands inside. It's going to be very tight. It'll be a little bit wet. As we make our way back through here on our 4-minute journey, our tunnel will open up, leading us to a beautiful place that I like to call home. You guys ready? You guys ready? All right, guys, let's head in. All right, guys, we're going to head in. I'm going to honk my horn. It's a little loud. Don't let it scare you. We might get lucky and find some gold, some good things. And guys, this vein right here travels miles east and west, and it rises hundreds of feet up and down. It's only about 2 feet wide. Very narrow section. And this is what we all came for, guys. And this started on 1904, guys. We found some gold up there. We built a bunkhouse. Now we had a place to stay, place to eat, place to sleep. Now we can work here for long term. And we did that, guys. That gentleman right there could make himself $1 a day for a 12-hour shift. 25 cents out of his dollar went back to the bunkhouse for his dinner and his bed. Not a bad shift. 50 cents was our average wage down here in town. Our shoemakers, our cobblers, make about 50, 55 cents. So there's good money to be made if you're willing to come up and work for it. And we had another crew you could get on, especially if you guys wanted to work together. We call them teams. We call them driller teams. And these teams would come together, guys, and they would be groups of 2. And they'd be issued this beautiful 8-pound double jack and a 2-foot steel. And these guys could make $1.50 a day, drilling tunnels, moving ourselves forward through our mountain. This gentleman right here that holds onto this, we call him the shaker. His job is to not shake.
They're $1.50 each, right?
$1.50 each. 25 cents back to the bunkhouse. So guys, we work together. My job is to hold on to this very steadily while my partner sits opposite hand of me and swings this hammer at that steel head. The nickname of the shaker came from my method after he hits it. Once he hits it, I give it a little shake and a twist, knocking out that little bit of debris that he just chiseled out. Slowly working ourselves toward a 2-foot hole. Guys, I need about 30 of these holes to create a tunnel 4.5 feet wide by 6 feet tall so we can move forward. Each one of these holes takes me and my partner about an hour. So I got a little over 2 days work right here to move ourselves 2 feet deeper into the mountain. A lot of work, guys. And we worked like this until about 1910. Before a lot of people in New York even knew what electricity was. And this was all thankful to a gentleman by the name of Nicholas Tesla. This young man was an inventor here in Colorado, southern Colorado. And he invented some of the first power plants that we use right here to power these mills, or these mines, and our mills further down towards Durango, giving us that great love for that Silverton Durango train. He would bring us up our supplies, our coal, our goodies, and we were in turn loaded down with ore to send it back down to be smeltered down and put on the market, giving us all money. Guys, in 1910, we got this beautiful drill right here, and this was a big game changer. This is over a 300-pound drill, so these men first brought it in, they didn't know. This stuff's pretty light, I can carry it by myself. They brought in this 300-pound drill, guys, pinching this beam right here between the back and their seal down here, letting this beam right up and down. They found out this machine right here could drill a 4-foot hole in about 15 minutes. So long, they didn't ever want to see these again. These men grabbed hold of this machine, they brought it down here, and we started going to town, guys. We started drilling. And we drilled with this machine up into about the 1920s. And at that time, we noticed that we had lost hundreds and thousands of young miners. And guys, that was due to the amount of dust that came off this machine. This machine was a dry drill, so it produced a lot of dust. These young men would come in here running this piece of equipment, a lot of them not living longer than a year working behind this piece of equipment. It was silicosis. It was all the silicon, guys. We could not process it. Our lungs couldn't give it up. We slowly breathed this in and we choked to death. 1925, guys, we finally introduced a new version of this machine right here. All we changed was we gave it a water port right here. So now we can push water through this machine. We got a beautiful neutral steel right here. Guys, it had a tube that runs all the way through it, delivering our water right to the face. When we did that, it got rid of our dust. We also noticed it sped up our drill as well. We went from drilling 4-foot holes in 15 minutes, we dropped it down to about 8. Big game changer for us.
Lubrication.
So guys, we continued moving forward with this drill, drilling 4-foot holes, moving ourselves every 12-hour shift 4 feet closer to our goal. And we ran this machine right into the late 50s. You guys want to hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have your ears.
Watch your ears.
Have your ears, Eddie.
Ready?
Nice.
That's loud, huh?
Yeah.
Guys, that's about 4 or 5 hours out of your 12-hour shift.
Oh, man.
You drill out these 30 holes, and we pack up our drill, scoot it back. We'd come in and load it with our dynamite or our black powder, blasting our rock, moving us 4 feet forward. We'd then spend the rest of our shift cleaning up all this material, getting it all cleaned up. That way, the next guys that came in could set this up and do the whole thing over again. So every 12 hours, we moved 4 feet. In 1960s, guys, late 50s, early 60s, this beautiful machine right here came out. And I still carry this machine today. It hasn't changed a bit. This is a Denver Gardner 83 series. This is a single man drill. Instead of a 300 pounds, it takes 2 men. This one weighs about 140 pounds. I carry it by myself. As I carry in my drill, my partner carries in one too. So now instead of 2 of us on one machine, we are both on our own machines. This machine is fantastic, guys. We went from drilling 4-foot holes in 8 minutes with 2 men to drilling 6 and 8-foot holes, single guys, in 3 minutes and 5 minutes. Big game change for us. This allowed us to start to move through the earth at over a foot an hour. Big change. Me and my partner bring these machines in, we hook it up to our air and water, and this machine, guys, actually floats on air, taking away all the weight of this beam. Now I'm just the pilot of it, so I steer it. All this leg does is it pushes that drill forward into the face for me. You guys want to watch this one work?
Yes, sir.
All right. Didn't get any quieter, did they?
Nope.
That's got that beautiful smell of money.
How long do these bits last?
The bits?
Yeah.
We got a new tungsten. So once we got these beautiful bits here, guys, these tungsten carbide bits came out in mid-20s, early 30s. These had tungsten carbide in them. Our older bits were hardened steel. They'd only drill 2 or 3 holes. These tungsten carbide bits would drill 50 or 60 holes. The old ones were all one piece. We had to send them back out to be rehardened at the mill or at the blacksmith shop and brought back in. This one up and screwed on. So when it went bad,
Throw it away.
throw it away, exactly.
Just like
And that was our first bit company too. It's called Throwaway Bit.
Just like dentistry does the same thing.
Yep. Use it one time, gone. So guys, these 2 machines right here, these are called linear drills. These drill tunnels. Our tunnel is about 4.5 feet wide, 6 feet tall. They create a passageway for us to move through the mountain, finding that beautiful quartz seam. Once we find that quartz seam, guys, we create what we call as a stope. Our stope is our entry point up into that vein. That vein's only 2 feet wide, miles long, hundreds of feet high. So as we come in there, guys, we start to create levels. We mine it out, scoop it out, send it down our stope, into our chute, down to the next floor to be loaded on the train. Once we create that level, guys, we come back in, put up a scaffolding, and we drill out the floor above it, let it fall down. We create another level of scaffolding, drill it out, let it fall down. When we drill those narrow veins out, guys, we come in here with these guys right here. This is a stoper drill. This drill right here drills upwards. These ones drill horizontally, this one drills vertically. This is what we come in here and eat that 2-foot wide seam out with. We pull that quartz seam out, guys, we get it sent down, we send that to the mill, and that's how we all make a paycheck. We got any questions about tools? This shaft is over 650 feet. It's roughly about a 65-story building. As this basket moves up and down through here, guys, the only way our hoistman knows where it is by colored marks that have been painted on his cable. Every floor is issued a color, and then that color is then correspondingly painted on his cable. So as he rolls his cable in or out, when that color comes by on the rope, he can line them up together, and he knows exactly where this basket is. This beautiful bell right here, this is our line of communication. And guys, we still use this today. It's not connected with a rope anymore, but with a wire, but it's still very widely used. This would be operated by what we call our cager. Our cager is a gentleman that works on each floor. He stands here, loading us on and off of the hoist, calling the hoistman, letting him know what's going on up above. So every floor has one of these bells mounted right here at the hoist, and they are all connected together by this rope. So when I pull on this one, it rings every bell through this entire shaft. That's how we talk to each other. And like I say, we still use this today. It's not with a rope anymore, but with a wire and a button. But we still use all of these signals to speak to each other. So as we move up and down, guys, we know how to get a hold of each other, and we move. We get to our floors for work. Once we get to our floor for work, guys, a lot of us enter our stope. Our stope's that little axis, right? It's going to be about 4 feet by 2 feet. Our vein's very narrow. Right up through that vein, guys, to get to our working levels, we ride in this right here. We went from a nice big one that holds a bunch of guys to this one that barely holds one guy. We call this a coffin stick. No pun on the name intended. But if you were to get caught in it, it'd be the last box you would ever. So this right here, guys, accesses that quartz vein and travels hundreds of feet up through that very narrow 2-foot wide seam. Exactly. I like it. I'm a bigger guy. I don't fit. I'll work on the bottom. As me and him would be, our smaller partner, we'd load up in here with one tool, and then we would very nicely send him off to work.
That's not you.
And those are the two ways that we move forward.
Height for me.
So guys, this is our haulage funnel. As you can see our trains right in front of us, we've made a full circle coming back around. This tunnel right here, guys, is filled with these beautiful chutes right here that Dixie Lynn installed in '68. There's one of these chutes. We set it off, it starts to slide back to work, business as usual. Guys, up above us, we have a different style of chutes. The older chutes, guys, were made out of wood. And of course, they were opened by back and forth like that. When it goes back,
Dangerous.
yes.
Get out of the way.
Guys, and this one is extremely slow. These machines right here, guys, got huge and fast. This right here, always been dangerous. And they were like that, guys, until we quit using them in the mid-'60s. And in the mid-'60s, guys, is when we actually quit putting track in our mines, and we went to what we call rubber tire mining. And that's when we started to adapt surface equipment to come underground, so we just drive it in now. Eliminating all the track crew, all the track maintenance, train maintenance, all that stuff is now gone. This is what we call the honey wagon. They had a toilet seat, see this old ridge? They had a toilet seat that was right here, so you can climb up here and sit down.
I love that.
Thanks for coming out and joining me today.
I have the orange crew. So stand up.